here he is, the man himself we were just talking about. Yep. Tim, you're going to have to give us a layout as the game does progress, of course. Let us know. All right, well,
he's probably going to throw me off. And
actually going to go for this.
Even though it's like the worst thing you can do against Circuits and ZVP. But nonetheless, yeah, there he is, man. Introduce him.
Complexity Minigun, folks. Blue Protoss player. His opponent in the top left-hand corner from the Team SCV Life, who tragically has disbanded at this point. Waiting to see what happens with their players. I think all of us are quite anxiously awaiting. Ladies and gentlemen, Shine. So, Ohana is the map, and it is a pretty defined role in, of course, TVP. I mean, in this situation, we typically run into problems with Immortal Sentry all-ends or something of that nature.
Oh, I guess that scoreboard
not
fixed,
too uncommon.
Apparently. There's not 2-3 guys, but yep. There it is, so let's keep an eye on Minigun here. He's going to be corning boosting out those probes right away. Hopping straight into it, and I want to see what Sean's going to be going for. I mean, there is the possibility to go for a 15 hatchery. It's one of the things about Minigun. With him, he'll sometimes not pay attention and actually let the hatchery go. I've seen him lose a couple of times in terms of that little trade-off that you see in the very beginning. But Shine, of course, will be going for that bull no matter what. Sees that probe there, and that's just an immediate threat. He'll expand afterwards, right after it. And, of course, there goes Minigun hopping down to that natural. And let's keep an eye on Minigun and see if he's going to go straight for that Nexus first. It's a little bit hard to do so whenever you see spawning bull. He's going to go ahead and let it go for the Forge. I mean, you got to like that choice. You can't really get away with too many openings with Nexus first.
Yeah, it's a smaller two-player map, but Minigun is going to drop a pylon down. This is going to, of course, delay it here. Question is, does he let it finish? Does he cancel? Most of the time you cancel, and what can happen here is Shine can just really bring down a drone if he wants, take a very easy hatchery, or opt to drop this third, which actually Minigun's going to fall too far back away from that drone and allow that to happen. So this is really no consequence whatsoever to Shine, and of course Minigun does cancel that pylon, but it sets back his Nexus a little bit, and of course he loses some minerals from opting to have to place it in the first place.
Well, with Shine going to that third, though, it automatically forces him to do 3-base play. You can't just go for 2-base play. That's separated anyway. It's too far away in terms of creep spread. It's too far away. It's just reinforcement routes as well. You just have to go for your natural and get that creep spread maneuvering between those bases. So that's always something to know. We know now that Shine will have a third base no matter what. So Minigun effectively got information with that small pylon block.
Yes, he did. And, you know, it's going to allow him to be a little bit more greedy. He really doesn't have to be too concerned about any all-ins or anything like that. So Overlord from Shine is poised to possibly scout this probe. It's going to be really, really close.
I think it might be just barely out, just a tad bit. And that's actually a common hiding spot. Normally you go ahead and poke in around like the 6-minute mark, getting an idea of what compositions your opponent's going for. Most time you won't make it in the main. If you do, oh my gosh, bonus level unlocked. Like you see everything's going on, and from there you can kind of follow up into. But yes, he will go to that natural and try and find a composition around that time. Oh man, just barely.
Actually,
he's going a little bit early here. Going to go ahead and pop in. But that Overlord did see it, and Shine can prepare for it. I'm actually looking into his main here. He's got a unit moving down to the natural. Is he going to go ahead and pay attention?
Well, we're going to see. It looks like he managed to see it. The probe is going to come in now and see the second base, and that's going to make Minigun feel a lot more comfortable. And I really like the diligent scouting behind this as well, because you don't want to just assume that your opponent has dropped that third base. It's entirely possible that they still could all in you, and here we see Minigun confirming that the third base is in fact completed. And let's see if he's gone too greedy behind it. How much chrono boost does he actually have remaining on his Nexus? Very little, so he has been chronoing those probes quite a bit.
Yeah, been very active in that regard. 7S core does finish up now. Should be seeing that we're being technology set up, and we do. +1 has been queued up for Minigun as well. Now the question is what he's going to be following up into. To be honest, I haven't watched Minigun stream as often, but the few times that I did see him, I never saw really any Sentry Immortal all-ins. He really seemed to value going for quicker expansions. But again, this is Ohana. It pays off to be aggressive on this map. It pays to go for those type of plays. And we see a robo thrown down immediately.
No, it definitely does, Tim. Now he started with the really fast +1 attack here. And I'm expecting, you know, the +1 attack, the +1 armor to follow it, and as you were saying, Immortals and Sentries, but to expand. He is really delayed on these gas. It's about a minute, and he's about a minute late on them, what you would expect to see from an Immortal Sentry. He did drop 2, however. So it is, you know, something that's still entirely possible. This +1 is just so incredibly fast. So we'll be seeing if he opts to, well, he's going to use this Stalker for now to deny scouting, which is actually going to be super useful.
Really
this timing's beautiful.
Yeah, he's about to follow up with his tech very, very soon here. It's getting to that point. No matter what he's going to be going for. And with the third and fourth gas, that's a nice positioning there by Shine. He has a good idea of the gas count that will be happening here from Minigun, so he can, of course, try to gauge what he might be going for. And that Overlord will be getting away. That's nice. There's that War Prism that is so old-fashioned of Minigun. Going to be popping in and doing some harassment. 3 gates as well. Going to allow him to follow up with extra Zealots if he needs to.
Yeah, this is a really cute attack, actually. I can see what Minigun's going to be trying to do here. The +1 attack is going to, of course, make him very, very effective against any Zerglings that Shine might have.
Oh, you see that? Minigun was trying to take his Stalker here, go to the natural, go snipe that one Overlord on the right so he can have his Warp Prism go that direction. But the Lings being there, the control from Shine, is preventing that from happening. Effectively, he's slowing down this Warp Prism push just a tad bit. He might just barely see it.
But the Overlord is going all the way to the corner, so I don't. It's going to be so close if he manages to see that. Right now is skirting out of the vision of the Xel'Naga towers. If we take a look from Shine's perspective right now, he has no idea that there's anything creeping up this side of the map when in fact the Warp Prism is already on his side of the board. Going to likely come into this third and see what damage can be done. In the meantime, he's actually going to unload some Zealots.
Yeah,
prep for an attack.
Shine's getting really defensive now. He's at 7 Overlords on the way, which means he's going to start turning out a ton of Roaches as soon as he gets the resources for it.
And here they are.
Yep, there they are, starting to pop up and going. And he's actually going to be able to hold this fine. He has 3 Roaches, I believe, already out on the field, and he has about 3 more about to pop out. I think they're outside of that natural, but from here, as long as he doesn't lose too many drones, he should be feeling okay. And there's the Roaches finally joining up. A few more Zealot army warped in, but with some nice micro here from Shine, he should be okay. Just pop back and forth with these Zealot, or these Lings in here to buffer the damage, which is good.
Not bad force fields, though, making sure these Zealots can do a nice little trap here against the Roaches. And nice lifting by the sentries as well, actually lifting all these damaged units up into that War Prism. The War Prism got dangerously low, but the Queen was taken out. Are there any Queens coming to reinforce here in order to be able to assist? No, there are not. Drone's going to have to run away from these Zealots. Zealots are going to get completely surrounded by Zerglings now, and this attack will be effectively cleaned up. But a lot of mining time lost. Queen's certainly killed. Minigun also forcing a ton of units out of Shine.
Chad Mother effing Jones, man, doing what he does. That was some actually some pretty strong micro overall for the most part. He did a little way more damage than I thought.
Yeah.
I thought Shine had that crushed completely to stop. But yeah, all he had to do was save his Queen there, not allow any Zealots to get on top of it, because there was very low minute damage, because there was only, I think, 1 Stalker there and a couple of sentries in terms of ranged units. So Shine made a bit of a mistake by letting his Queen get shot there. If that Queen would have killed off that War Prism, that whole entire push would have been destroyed. But Minigun making it work here.
And no units would have gotten away, which is critical to mention because these sentries did escape. And even with some kills, that guy, does a sentry get 5 kills? No tickling was so lethal.
Seen that. Yeah, man. He got an upgrade before he came into this game. But a lot of sentries out here from Minigun, looking like he wants to play defensive here. He just wants to get his third established. He's going to put his Warp Prism around the map here just to keep Shine back. And that from the most part,
like
he's
that
looking pretty strong. Yeah, he's just like, hey, I'm going to come do something. And automatically Shine just groups everything on his creep so he can move really quickly.
Oh, that's so intelligent out of Minigun going, I know you have no anti-air right now, so let's just send it out and make you waste APM, worry, maybe force some units, which I am not exactly sure if he managed to do, but either way, 2 Immortals. 9 sentries, 3 Stalkers here with this army right now for Minigun. Shine has quite a composition as well. If we take a look at the worker supply, though, this is what I actually expected to see is we've got both of them almost equal, and this is thanks to Minigun forcing all of those units out in the early game from Shine.
Yeah, certainly. Gotta agree with you. And Twilight Council did just finish up here. We're going to be having +2/2 weapons come up very soon. Or it's +2, actually. I think he only has 1 forge. I haven't seen his structures in a while. But we got Robotics Bay on the way. He's going to be moving into Colossi. And this is the part here where Minigun banks a lot of pressure, moves into that third, and gets a fleet beacon out within the next couple of minutes. He just loves to have his mothership pretty early. It's just a strong composition. A lot of players try to be really aggressive and try to find a way to break their opponent. Minigun says, screw all that. I'm just going to go for all my techs, my upgrades. I'm going to move into Mothership Core, or Mothership, not Mothership Core, this is the hardest one. My Mothership, and just move into a situation where I can land a really good Vortex and just potentially win the game straight out.
I mean, that's what we used to see out of MC. He used it to great success. He would just simultaneously tech to pretty much everything all at the same time, but this one War Prism is finally going to get taken out.
Yeah. Minigun, like, I've seen a few replays, and he does that too. He literally just uses that War Prism, pop in and out, and just make your opponent pull back, but literally doesn't seem to really care that much about it. If it dies, whatever. He doesn't even care. He's got his third established. He's pretty well defended. I mean, you can see by the mini-map here, if you want to go to get his third miniguns, he's got a whole bunch of stuff just in the way here. He's got all of his units in the top right of his third. He has natural chokes that he can make with the force field. So he's pretty well established, and he's really used to defending a lot of aggressive pushes.
And Kevin said it the other day, force field's the impromptu map editor.
It's very true. That's a good way to look at it. This observer seeing everything that Shine has. What's the upgrades for Shine? Actually, he just has +1 now on the way. Did he actually get +1 range?
Yeah, let's actually take a look at this. So he has
no 0 as well.
Wow.
That's
no
painful.
upgrades whatsoever, in fact, for Shine. Whereas Minigun is sitting on 1-1. He's currently cranking out his +2/+2, and this Overlord is actually going to come in. Nice contaminate there on the Robo facility, but Shine's going to be pushing right now. He's at 180th supply. Minigun only sitting at 140, but, well, does he have just one Colossus down, in fact?
So we've been praising Minigun a little bit in terms of teching up and just moving up the ladder here. And Shine's actually doing the same thing. He's going towards Hive. Well, he went Hive really, really quickly here. He's about to have Broodlords. You know what? It doesn't really even matter if you have +1 upgrades if you have Broodlords on the field that early. Because then, of course, you have ever-ending units that never, ever stop being produced, and the Empress can slow it down. So
Minigun's just starting to ramp out those Colossus, which are not a good unit to be making versus the Broodlords. You know, he wants a lot more Stalkers. His Sentry count is still incredibly high, but luckily he hasn't made any more since those early game stages. Remember, we clicked this about 4 or 5 minutes ago, guys, and there were 9, and there are still 9. So he's not making any additional Sentries here, just really churning out Stalkers and Colossus, which is not a horrible thing to have, actually, versus this composition.
Yeah, Sentries, again, like you said, just naturally towards the mid-late game just fall off because you move into Archons, and Archons you'll have a hard time controlling, and they'll break your force field. So we don't have Temple Archives quite yet. I don't believe on the map. I haven't seen one in the production tab. But again, it's definitely a way we can go. We're actually moving into Stargate play already, and like you mentioned, we should be seeing that Fleet Beacon. Did we already have it put it down?
This is a good read out of Minigun. He's pulling too much money. No Fleet Beacon yet. We are waiting for that starport to complete, but a Gravitic Drive, 2 additional War Prisms, more Gateways, 3 and 2 on the weapons and armor respectively. A lot of things getting ready to wrap up here for Minigun. I like his position. I am just worried about these Broodlords, Tim, and the possibility of Shine getting too good of an engagement, whereas Minigun overall is in the better position at this time.
Where is Minigun's observer at the moment?
Well, he really does need to be taking a 4th base, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true. Especially getting for the 60 mark. He's going to have War Prism going up top left corner. The Overseer did see it, and you see Lings actually moving over there. I think they're grouping with the Lings in the middle of the map. Yeah, this drop will do a little bit of damage. It's a mortal drop. And this is just designed to snipe that Spire/Greater Spire. Unfortunately, Shine already has Spore Collar down, and that kind of slows that down. But I would like for him to go ahead and try and force the cancel on this hatchery. I think he has time to do it.
Well, kind of hesitating to make an attempt, and now, actually, Shine being very indecisive about this. He's not going to realize that these units are here. Not unloading the Immortals, however, that's a lot of additional DPS.
That could be sidetracked him.
Yep, it looks like that is exactly what he's trying to do, Tim. He is going to force the cancel on the hatchery, simultaneously swinging in here with the War Prism. We'll see if he can pull off the big maneuver.
Alright, the Fungal does land, but the Immortals have been unloaded. They're going straight for the Greatest Spire. One is focusing down, the other, unfortunately, just barely out of range of that Fungal. Is he going to get it? If he would actually have them both focusing, he would have it.
Yep.
Just focus it. Go. No, he's not doing it. Things will get here in turn. And that's just unfortunate because he got Fungals, so he thought there was going to be chain Fungals. So he just said, you know what, I'm not going to worth the micro. It's not worth it. I need to be sitting on getting my 4th up. But he had a huge opportunity there to get it.
He definitely did. That was that was a really good point. Overall, now, because that Greater Spire wasn't picked off to him, we're seeing an incredibly large quantity of Broodlords out of Shine. He's already up to 10. Mothership for Minigun is on the way, but you know, he's only now getting this 4th base established. His bank has diminished, and Shine has quite a comp behind this. Looks like he's going to be throwing away those sentries, knowing that they're not so valuable in this fight, but overall, well, the Broodlords weren't forward in that engagement. He didn't send anything with it. That was a huge throwaway for Minigun when he wasn't really maxed out yet.
He just wanted to get rid of the supply. Yeah, it might come back to bite him right now if there is a push here, but I see what he was going for. There's a huge opportunity here, though, to fill up a lot of supply, like you just mentioned. Probes now moving to this 4th as well. I think it's a little bit hard here for Shine to actually break up that ramp, though. It's still a lot of damage that would be coming out of this composition from Minigun. And we do have a Ras here going at the 3rd. It's focusing straight on top of that hatchery, and the hatchery is getting pretty low. It is now into the red, and I do think he's actually going to be able to break it. There it goes. I'm sorry, that was a natural. Natural now going down as well. And we're going to have Shine go ahead and counterattack into that 4th. Photon cannon slowing it down. And we have Minigun, because the Mothership's not out. It's going to go to the top right.
Yeah, no Mothership, no Vortex, not really any options for engaging this army. Shine is going to be happy picking off this 4th base with some Zerglings. The Zealots are simply just dancing, and, well, that's not what you want to do when you're being hit by Zerglings. So Minigun is actually going to fall back with his army now and somehow retain this 4th base. Shine not getting any actual damage in.
That was a really smart save. I don't know if he actually noticed the army coming back, or he just saw that there was not enough units actually at his 4th. And so he's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna throw away my army. This is just enough. I just want to have my mothership out in the field.
Oh.
Oh no! Huge bungle here though from Shine. Beautifully done, landing about 4 Colossus, it looks like. And we're going to have Broodlords now suddenly in trouble. They one Stalker will sneak in, but no, there's just too much DPS here. Too many units, too much stuff in the way. And Minigun is forced to retreat.
Yeah, he does retreat from that battle after losing quite a chunk of his army. And Shine, now up by about 30 supply. Minigun has his mothership, but still no Vortex available. He's just a little bit of energy away, though. Storm's going down, getting some damage in on those Infestors. Stalker's going to blink forward, targeting down 2 Broodlords. Immediately, the Broodlord count is now down to just 5. 4 in fact, and just a little out of the range, able to blink in. Minigun with those incredibly powerful upgrades at 3, 2, 1 versus just those +1 Broodlords. We can see the Lings do have 2-2, but not matching Minigun's ups.
Chad Jones himself just wrecking Shine here. Those storms were really important. A majority of the Lings were killed off in those storms, and they just sat there in it. The Roaches as well, even though they're pretty tanky, they still take a decent amount of damage from that. With the Colossi dealing with the Roaches, the Stalkers were able to just maneuver forward. There wasn't enough stuff in the way. Infestors were low on energy as well from the engagement earlier. Perfectly done from Minigun. He kills off all the Broodlords, and now he just needs to keep pushing and make sure no counterattacks happen.
Nice wall off there from Minigun, not letting any units get inside, but his mineral count is extremely low. Can't warp in as many Zealots here as he'd want to, and now the Probe's trying to surround the Nexus, but I don't think it's going to be enough to him. He's going to lose this 4th base simultaneously. Some Lings trying to get an engagement here, taking out quite a group of Stalkers, but the Colossus cleaning them out pretty handily.
Well, another mothership is on the way for Minigun, and it looks like he might just have to wait until he actually pushes again until he gets that mothership. Another Broodlord force is out. The good thing for Shine is he was playing a very strong mech going into this game. He had a nice amount of bases, so he can follow up very, very quickly. And then going clear these spine crawlers, always important to do. Roach is now turning forward right away, and actually I think he can take that engagement, but he's going to be careful because he did see one Infestor. And you see one Infestor, usually there's a few following.
So true. Nexus is getting surrounded right now by a group of Zerglings. These counterattacks from Shine have been incredibly powerful, and he's still got these Zerglings sitting over here at this potential 5th base, which has been less than capable to be secured by Minigun, of course. I mean, Shine, you know, he's down in supply right now, Tim, but I definitely still feel like he's in control of this game. There was that engagement that looked so good for Minigun, but he just was unable to reinforce behind it.
Well, there's a few Zealots coming here to look for that hatchery. And just getting to the point where he's going to need another hatchery. I believe the main, the natural, and the third, they were all put together at the same time. They're actually getting very, very low on resources. And the same can be said true for Minigun. He still has his 3rd and 4th that he's been trying to mine. It's been denied a lot. But looking into Shine, he needs that base over the far left corner, because eventually, if he doesn't get that 4th base, of course, if there is a good engagement and Minigun wins it, he's going to just steamroll.
Yeah. All right. Well, at this point, it's looking very difficult for Minigun to be able to push, Tim.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we saw him try to go for that 1 attempt, but now with this quantity of spine crawlers, we're actually going to be up to almost 16 in this area. And he has nothing over here to the right-hand side. He does have a lot of this expansion, however, so this is really the lane of attack for Minigun to take advantage of if he does decide to push. But Shine is just playing it like it's daybreak, man. He's just creeping these up ever so slowly while continuing to spread tumors.
And that's the way you play Broodlords. You just move up, move up, move up, and you eventually just get to your opponent's base with increased spread. He's playing perfectly in terms of how you manage a late game Zerg competition. And I like what Minigun's doing. I mean, he's going to try and grab this 5th over here in the bottom right corner. He sees this pressure that's coming towards this 4th over here. So if he has to, he can maneuver to that 5th. And then he has an avenue to actually push up and maybe attack into that 3rd, or that 4th base, actually, of Shines. Does he have recall on his mothership?
Oh, that's a cute Zealot. The mothership has a ton of energy at this point.
Yeah,
I really want to be able to click on that and take us to it. Nexus is getting attacked right now. He does have only has 69 energy on that mothership. Nexus getting taken out so quickly here. Infested Terran's going to amplify that damage. Minigun's going to try to reciprocate something here, but these spine crawlers definitely slowing it down. He needs to get out of here before he does get trapped. Looks like Shine is willing to go for the base race.
Well, he does have a lot of Broodlords, so he certainly can. Moving forward straight in the 3rd. 3rd's going to be taking a ton of damage at the moment. There is a run by here, so Lings will be chasing these probes immediately here, and they should be going down once Shine actually gets attention on them. But we do have Stalkers here with a good angle to come in and really get underneath these Broodlords. There are Infestors here as well, but there's actually not that many Roaches from what I can see. There's not really that huge amount of ground units that you normally see. Only a few Lings. I think he might be in trouble here if you go ahead and blink straight on in.
Yeah, Minigun, I agree, Tim, needs to utilize this opportunity. These Infestors have no energy. It is literally Broodlords with no support besides Corruptors and a couple of Zerglings, but he's going to make it back to the Spine Crawlers, and this is really the safe area for Shine. If Minigun could have forced an engagement there, potentially could have taken those out. It would have been definitely quite a task, but that may have been his only opportunity because now he's simply getting picked apart.
See, unfortunately, Shine's doing a really good job of having about 3 to 4 overseers over his army the whole entire time with Corrupted support. So Minigun is essentially blind. He can't see the full composition. He can't see what's underneath those brood lords, so he can't make a judgment call to just blink straight underneath them. So I can understand why he's playing so passive. Unfortunately, I wish he would have a couple of observers kind of floating around on the edge. That takes a lot of micro, especially coming in this late game scenario. So it's just a really hard situation for Minigun to deal with.
Yeah, and those observers would, of course, have to stay away from the overseers, which you've been talking about. It's really a difficult situation at this point, trying to keep track of Shine's army, especially with all these spine crawlers continually being pushed forward, with these Zerglings that are continuing to do counterattacks into this third base. The Workers Guild tab starting to climb up into those high double-digit areas as we are at 32 now throughout the course of this game.
Oh man, Minigun's got to make decisions, got to make it soon. The good thing about him losing probes every once in a while, he's able to stack a few more Stalkers into his composition every once in a while. That's the only thing that's really helping him out here. I mean, he's got a no, he doesn't have a good bank at all. I was looking actually at Shines. He's just in a bad position. He just needs to go straight for this fourth and constantly keep killing it, because now, if he kills this, Shine's just down to one base period, basically one base versus one base. So Shine also becomes very timid in terms of attacking into Minigun, because if he loses his army, of course, he's kind of boned over as well. Ooh, these Corruptors are actually a little bit overextended. He gets some damage on it, does land a nice Iron Storm. A little bit of weakness, but another opportunity there for Minigun, and he takes advantage of it.
Very nice shot there. He's going to clean up some spine crawlers here as well. Is going to be losing a few of those Stalkers. Another Ling run by, though, forcing the cancel on the Nexus once again. So difficult for Minigun to be able to mine continually, and these Changelings just hanging out right now with the probes.
Yeah, Ling's really strong in this situation. They're just so good at darting into certain areas that are open and doing a ton of damage. Literally, did he actually get Adrenal Glands on that spawning pool? If we can look really quickly. Actually, there's a big match about to happen in the middle of the map.
No, he does not, but guys, Corruptor's going to be engaging here versus the Colossus. Fungals on the Stalker. Storm's going to go down, get huge amounts of damage, and a beautiful Vortex capturing almost 10 Broodlord. Storm's continuing to drop down, actually doing a lot of damage to Minigun's army. In fact, the Corruptor second will get caught in the second Vortex, but overall, I don't know that Minigun has enough left to clean it up once they pop out.
He might have enough, actually. There's a lot of Archons. He's going to kill a lot of Broodlords there. What, like 11 just died? He blinks forward once again. Spineclaws are trying to dig into the ground. It might be a little bit too late. 2 Broodlords are in trouble. Third in trouble as well. And Archons moving forward. Has Minigun done it?
Well, Shine's bank is pretty low on the minerals. He's got a lot of gas behind this, though. His upgrade's just finishing, though. 3-3 coming in a little late. The Stalker's trying to fall back so that the Archons can actually help out here, because, of course, Stalker's getting annihilated by those Zerglings. Will get entirely surrounded. The Ling's actually doing so much damage right now with those 3-3 upgrades. Stalkers will survive. Look at these upgrades right now out of Minigun, making such a difference.
Oh my god, the Archons are so important there. They were all grouped up, and the Lings, unfortunately, were just on a move. Shine did a little bit of micro here and there, but once the Archons moved forward and made that aggressive statement, it made the Lings jump straight on top of them, and they just die immediately because of the splash damage there. So fantastic done there by Minigun, and he's actually going to be forced to pull back and deal with these Lings. Shine's doing a good job of backing up, or forcing him to back up so he can get another army up, but I would like Minigun just to push, man.
I agree, Tim. This is giving Shine a lot of time right now to reproduce those units that he doesn't have. There's not, actually there is a good avenue of attack down here through his fourth base. Minigun could attack up the left-hand side, go for this mining base. The question is, does he know about it? If we take a look on the map, he has yet to even actually see this hatchery, so for all he knows, there is this has been the only mining base of Shine. Now, you would expect, of course, Minigun should be able to figure this out and maybe go send a strike force to this base here in a minute or two, but this base is getting close to mining once again for Shine. This is going to get difficult. Minigun has yet to rebuild this Nexus.
Yeah, that base is definitely in the back of his head, but he just knows that he wants this location. He really, really wants it because he's mineral starved. Constantly when you look over, he's got a ton of gas available to him, but he's always jumping below 100 gas, or 100 minerals. He just wants to be able to work with Stalkers. He needs those units. It's so important for him. And this has allowed Shine to get another Spinecrawler wall up. And there's a couple of Broodlords and a couple of Infestors as well. But for the most part, this army is actually pretty meager for Shine.
Yeah, Shine is in a tough spot. We take a look at the units tab or pull up the army supply. Look at this Minigun double Shine right now. That's a substantial advantage. He's going to push forward, be able to take out this hatchery right now. Minigun, and you know what? There it is.
He just knows he can't do anything. That was an awesome game for Minigun. Played it perfectly, if you ask me. I mean, there's a couple things here and there, but I can understand his reasoning behind it. Like I said, the observers being killed off, he couldn't ever make real calculated decisions in terms of jumping in, but through just that last engagement, those double vortexes really set him up. He got a good amount of Broodlords and followed up, and his Archon control there was actually
incredible, because he was down about 40 or 50 supply before that mothership vortex did dissipate, and those Archons just, well, blew them out of the sky into a big bloody death ball that slopped to the ground on the desert beach of Ohana.
Love bloody
you guys happen to catch the Christmas video. But We're going to jump into game 2 here in just a minute, folks. To let you know who's coming out next, it's actually going to be center. So,
oh, wait. Is this the right game? Is that in the right row?
It says it's actually set 2, but yeah, definitely not Sasquatch from Complexity. So we're going to have to sort out exactly what did happen there. Either way, going to get cut to a quick commercial break, folks. We'll be back in about 2 minutes.